Hi dear friends and subscribers, welcome to the Cricket Happening show today, and we are looking at the Commonwealth Bank series where one more, as I said, was a very crucial match today, and what it has done for Sri Lanka, which was played at the Bellary Oval in Hobart, Australia, match number 9. Sri Lanka won this match by 3 wickets. They won it in 49.2 overs. So it was a very interesting match, which I will be talking about. And what it has done for Sri Lanka is Sri Lanka have gone above Australia now. They are on the top of the tree with Australia second, and then we have India. So the Commonwealth Bank series is really in a very interesting stage. As I said, all the pressure is on India now to do well. Now Saturday we have one more match coming up, so that match is going to be very, very crucial for India. And as far as Sri Lanka and Australia are concerned, they are probably, for India, probably they have to win 2 matches to get level with Sri Lanka or Australia, and then the net run rate might come into the picture. But for Australia and Sri Lanka, 1 win and that's it. They would be through. So so Sri Lanka, as I said, they have really come back in a very, very big way in this particular tournament. They were languishing at the bottom of the table, and now they are on the top of the tree. Well, let's look at this match which happened at the Bellary Oval in Hobart yesterday, and Sri Lanka won the match by 3 wickets. The captain of the Sri Lankan team, Jayawardene, was the man of the match. Now this was a pitch which was a very good pitch to bat on, not much of a problem, I would say. So that's the precise reason Australia racked up 280 for 6, but again, even the score of 280 for 6 proved too less, as Sri Lanka definitely there was a bit of pressure on them, no doubt about it, when Dinesh Chandimal departed. Dinesh Chandimal continued to impress, and he's one of the players for Sri Lanka now earmarked for the future, and I'm sure he might be the person who might be taking over when Mahela Jayawardene or Kumar Sangakkara retires. So that is good for Sri Lankan cricket. I'll come to that later. Just talking about the Australian innings yesterday, it was Peter Forrest who came in and got his maiden century. Well, he was looking good. He had a good debut against India. He picked up a 50-yard, and now he went on to a century. And that was a very, very good knock under the circumstances, because both the openers were back in the pavilion very soon. They were 27 for 2. It was Australia who actually won the toss and elected to bat. And Matthew Wade and David Warner opened, and both of them were in the pavilion very quickly. The first to go was Matthew Wade, who was caught by Mahela Jayawardene of the bowling of Kulashekara for 5 of 7 balls with 1-4. David Warner was well caught by Kumar Sangakkara of the bowling of Farvez Maroof for 7 of 13 balls, no boundary. Really struggled at the end, and that's what frustrated David Warner. And this happened to him against India too, where Vinay Kumar frustrated him and forced him to get out. And that was the time, 27 for 2. But after that, the Sri Lankans had to really, really toil hard. And Michael Clarke and Peter Forrest, the debutant, the person who got the maiden century, stitched together a very, very big partnership, and a very important partnership that saw this Australian score swell up to 280. And what was good to see about that knock was it was a 153-run partnership, and Peter Forrest was looking very, very confident. He drives well. He's not afraid to. He picks the gaps very well. His running between the wickets is good, and also he is a good clean hitter. One of the shots that he hit, clean as a whistle. Whenever he hits anything, he hits it clean as a whistle. And Peter Forrest deposited Rangana Herath for a majestic 6. It was a very straight 6 that he hit, but it was a really majestic 6. And Peter Forrest, when he hits it, he really clears it by a long mile. So Peter Forrest, one of another future batsman emerging for Australia, and well, he's gone to get his maiden century in one-day internationals, and that would probably be cementing his place as far as one-day internationals are concerned. Michael Clarke, well, he gave good support to Peter Forrest, and he also played well. There was an aggressive innings from Michael Clarke too, making 72 of 79 balls with 5 fours and 2 sixes. And then David Hussey played a little cameo not out on 40 of 28 balls with 2 fours and 1 6. And Brett Lee in the end contributed 20 runs of 15 balls, an unbeaten 20 of 15 balls with 1 4 and 1 6. And the Australian score stood at 280 for 6 batting first. Bowling figures: 1 for 56 for Lasith Malinga of his full quota. Nuwan Kulishekara 1 for 59. Farvez Maruf bowled his full quota 1 for 40. Very impressive in this CB series. Rangana Herath 9 overs cost him 45 runs and a wicket. 7 overs for 2 for 43. A bit costly there, Angelo Matthews. Thisara Pereira was very costly, 4 overs costing him 35 runs without any reward. Well, as far as Sri Lanka were concerned, it all started with Mahela Javadene Dilshan opening the batting, and Dilshan was an early victim. He was caught by Peter Forrest of the bowling of Ben Hilfenhaus for 3. But after that, this was a very good partnership. Kumar Sangakkara got a run-a-ball stuff, joining Mahela Jayawardene, but Kumar Sangakkara was gone. But before that, when Mahela Jayawardene made his intentions very clear, and not only that, he had a good partnership with Kumar Sangakkara, very aggressive partnership, where Kumar Sangakkara was scoring run-a-ball, but Mahela Jayawardene was playing his strokes with gay abandon, and Mahela Jayawardene was really took up the mantle there and played wonderfully, and he was just racing. As far as his scoring was concerned, he was really racing there. But then Kumar Sangakkara fell to Daniel Christian for 22. Dinesh Chandimal joined, and this was the phase it is an identical phase, a bit different for Sri Lanka, I would say, compared to Australia, because Australia were 27 for 2, but Sri Lanka were 90 for 2. But after that, Mahela Jayawardene and was joined by Dinesh Chandimal, and Dinesh Chandimal, as you know, he has been the form player in this series, continued to play a good knock there, giving good support to Mahela Jayawardene. And Dinesh Chandimal is such a person who can also block the balls well. He can pick up the singles, and when the time comes, he can also go for the big one. And Mahela Jayawardene just played a very good innings. And what was the feature of his knock of 85 of 81 balls with 6 fours, and that 6 that he hit was of Brett Lee. The ball was straight, full and straight, but Mahela Jayawardene swung that ball down the leg side for a beautiful 6. So that was the good part of Mahela Jayawardene, totally confident, 85 of 81 balls, and he definitely deserved the man of the match. Kumar Sangakkara has run a ball 22. Dinesh Chandimal got some good support from Laidu Thiramani, who contributed 24 of 34 balls with 1 4, and Angelo Matthews who also contributed 24 of 31 balls. But at a time when Sri Lanka were probably looking to get this victory pretty easily, this was the time when Australia struck and Dinesh Chandimal fell. LBW bowled Ryan Harris for 80 of 100 balls with 7 fours, and that was the time the tide slowly turned Australia's way, with Farvez Maruf walking in. But Farvez Maruf was claimed by Ben Hilfenhaus for 5, and then it was left to Angelo Matthews and Thisara Pereira in the middle. But Angelo Matthews was gone for 24 of 31 balls with 1 4, and finally it was 14 runs required of the next 9 balls. But Thisara Pereira, as you know, Sri Lanka are really stocked with all-rounders. Farvez Maruf, Angelo Matthews, Thisara Pereira, and Daniel Christian was the bowler. Thisara Pereira smacked him for a beautiful 6 on the onside, and then hit a 4 and made things pretty easy for Sri Lanka, as Nuwan Kulishekara in the 50th over drove Brett Lee to the fence to get the victory. Thisara Pereira remained not out on 21 of 11 balls with 2 fours and 1 6. Kulishekara was not out on 4, and it was all over for Australia, as Sri Lanka had taken this match in a very nice way by 3 wickets. And what a win. It was a very important win for Sri Lanka, which will make them breathe far easier now in the CB series. So 283 for 7, and it was a good chase by Sri Lanka. If you look, they have been chasing 300 odd totals against South Africa, so they're probably making it sort of a habit now to chase big totals, and one can really count on Sri Lanka doing that now. As far as the bowling figures are concerned, Brett Lee 9.2 overs, no maiden, none for 63, was the most costliest bowler either side today. Ben Hilfenhaus bowled 10 overs, 2 for 51. Ryan Harris 6 overs cost him 43 runs and a wicket. Daniel Christian, even though he picked up the wickets 3 for 53, was very costly, and besides his military medium pace, and he was easy fodder for Thisara Pereira. I thought that was the turning point when those around 10 runs were taken off that over from Daniel Christian, even though he got a wicket. Xavier Doherty 10 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 35, did very well in the middle stages there. Michael Clark 5 overs, none for 27, and Hussey bowled 1 over for 4 runs. And as I said, Sri Lanka That was the turning point with Tisra Pereira coming in. And what is good for Sri Lanka is that they definitely have gone on the top of the tree, no doubt about it. But this Sri Lankan team, what I see is there are three good all-rounders. You have Angelo Matthews, who's an all-rounder. You have Farvez Maruf, who's an all-rounder. And then Tisra Pereira comes in and smacks that 21 quick runs. So that what it really means, if a team is having three all-rounders in the lower order, it really strengthens the team no end. And I think Sri Lanka might be the team now to watch in this CV series. Well, Sri Lanka, you are doing well, so keep up the good work. So we are all getting up towards one match coming up, the one day international. Okay, now just going away from this, as far as Sri Lanka and Australia is concerned, just turning our attention back to New Zealand, where New Zealand and South Africa will be slowly starting their. Today is the first one day international between New Zealand and South Africa, which is going to start. Other than that, dear fans, friends and subscribers, have little to share today. Thanks for your company and watching Cricket Happenings. Your host Ram signing off finally. Thank you.